And on today's show, how to approach clients for referrals without pushing or begging. Part 3 of this week's series on acquiring high-value clients through referrals and introductions with President of Referral Coach Academy, Bill Cates. Hi everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and contributing author to Insmark, Life Specs, and Backroom Technician. Let's get down to business. Welcome to the show, day 3,
all
Bill.
Right. Yeah, we're moving along.
Bill, I want to remind our audience, out on Amazon.com, Bill's got his 3 books. Those 3 books are Referrals Now, Don't Keep Me a Secret, which is my favorite title, and Beyond Referrals. And when you go out to his site, you're going to see a who's who of carriers, broker-dealers. There are a huge, you've amassed a huge resume of places that you've spoken. You've been at MDRT, you've been at NAFA, you've been in a lot of places where a lot of our advisors go. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate your pedigree, and we really appreciate your history, because I think you really have come to a place where this is what we need for our practice. Mm-hmm. We're hungry for this.
Yeah.
Walk us through now. We're going to talk about this. We're approaching clients. I love it. I don't want to be pushy, but I don't want to be looking like a poverty-ridden beggar either.
Right.
So this is kind of a big deal. So help me walk through this.
Well, it's being appropriately proactive, and there's 2 ways to be proactive. One is to promote referrals. Sometimes I call it planting referral seeds, things we can do early and often in our relationships that can generate referrals and introductions without really asking. So I'll give you a few examples.
Yeah, and you have 7 of these.
And we have time for a couple here. So first of all, the title of one of my books, Don't Keep Me a Secret. This is a phrase I've been teaching for 20 years in the financial services industry. And let's say you see a little value in our meeting. You say, Bill, this has been a great meeting, or we really appreciate working with you. I say, great, Steve, please don't keep me a secret out there. Or please don't keep us a secret. Now, there's a little smile on the end of that, right? Don't keep me a secret. So I always tell advisors, if you don't have a sense of humor, then don't use this one. Mm-hmm. But most people love this. It's a simple little thing. A PS on an email, PS, don't keep us a secret, or a handwritten note, don't keep us a secret. I've seen people get more referrals just from this one without even asking for them. Mm-hmm. And many veterans will start to use some of these strategies, and they'll have clients say to them, I didn't even realize you were taking on new clients, because they look busy, they look successful. So we've got to counterbalance that with promoting referrals. Here's another one. Never too busy to see if I can be a resource for other people you care about. Never too busy to see if I can be a resource. That's for veterans who are qualifying, right? We're always qualifying who we want to be in front of. Never too busy to see if I can be a resource. So if you identify someone you'd like to introduce to me, I'm not just going to automatically assume that they're good for the work I do and I'm right for them. We're going to qualify. We're going to make sure. And to be a resource. This is a great word. When you present yourself to other prospects, present yourself as an additional resource. It's a great way to position yourself. You're not threatening any relationships they already have in place. You're just adding on to what they have. I'll give you one more way to plant seeds or promote referrals. Teach your clients what would happen, how you would handle it if they think of someone that should know about the work you do or you can help. Right? So teach them. See, the main reason why people don't get referrals is they don't know how you're going to handle it. It's an unknown to them, so it's a mystery. And the 2 ingredients here are confidentiality. You remind them of the confidentiality, and then that you're going to handle this with care. All the work we do is completely confidential. They won't learn about your situation from me and vice versa. Second of all, I handle this with great care. Typically, my clients will email their friend, and they'll CC me, and I'll follow up that way, gently. Or we'll break bread together, we'll have a meal together, and they introduce me that way. But however it proceeds, I'm going to be very careful.
And when I was looking at some of your speaking on the web, you really went into this, because I can see how I could be really good friends with a person. I want you to talk to him, but I don't want my friend to know about my finances.
Yes, confidentiality is always important to bring up. We keep reminding them. Now, if I do it in the context of a referral or an introduction, now they live together in that client's mind. That if they introduce us, everything is confidential. I'll even say, even with close family members, we can't cross that line. We won't cross that line. Now, they don't have to worry about other people learning about their financial situation if they refer us.
Well, let's go to the next slide here and talk a little bit about this.
Well, we got to go the different way.
There
we go. So I have this slide because there's a lot of gurus, marketing sales gurus in the financial services industry that say you can't ask for referrals. You shouldn't ask for referrals. And I'm here to say hogwash. It's just their fear that they're projecting onto their clients. The truth is you can ask for referrals. You just have to do it in the right way. I teach what I call the VIPS method for asking for referrals. It's a very systematic approach that allows us to do it in a way that doesn't push, doesn't hurt the relationship. We don't look like we're begging. We can be appropriately proactive.
We come back from the break. We're going to go through the VIP and those whole sequence of events. Have Bill walk us through it so that it can really improve our practice and help us build out our business. We'll be right back. It's not how much money you make for your clients, it's how much money they get to keep, especially in retirement. But retirement income could cause Social Security benefits to be taxed. One tax advantage alternative is life insurance designed as a non-modified endowment contract that can generate tax-free income without taxing Social Security benefits. These contracts offer differing funding options depending upon your client's risk tolerance. For more information on how life insurance can be part of your retirement planning, just email me at steve@downtobusiness.tv. Brought to you by Ash Brokerage, the practice enhancement company. Welcome back to our second segment. Of course, we're with referral coach Bill Cates. Bill, you're walking us through your patented, it looks like trademarked,
yes,
VIPS method. I mean, there's a methodology to your madness.
Oh, there's no question about it, and there is madness too, probably, but nonetheless, think of the referrals you get as the VIPs of your business. That's how you remember these steps, and I'll walk you through each one. The first one is the value discussion. Now, the value discussion is the most important thing I teach. We could spend a lot of time on that, but essentially, Steve, it's checking in with our clients to make sure that everything is where it should be. Most businesses do not check in with their clients. And for most advisors, if it's not their habit to check in with their clients, that takes a little courage the first couple of times. Here's what it might sound like, let's say on a review meeting, an annual review. You know, we've been through a process to get to this point, and let's put the market aside for a minute. Let's put the economy aside for a minute. Let's talk about something we can control, which is our communication, our relationship. First of all, anything not working. Anybody drop the ball I should be aware of. Very important that we check in with anything not working first. Now, in 99% of the cases, your clients are going to say, no, everything's fine. Every now and then, you're going to pick up on a little complaint that they have that they didn't tell you unless you bring it up. And then you move to the positive. So, you know, what is working? How do we continue to earn your business? So how have we earned your loyalty? And then you'll get into the positive. Now, it's important. This is not a value telling. We don't tell them the value. We ask them. It has to come from them. That's how they get in touch with it. And we feel good about it. That's the first step. I have seen so many people get referrals without even asking. Steve, if we just stopped here and your folks watching this program just would check in with their clients more often and maybe follow that up with don't keep us a secret or never too busy to be a resource, they'll get referrals without even asking.
And a little side note, if you go out to Bill's website again, you'll be amazed at how people say, I use this. This became my mantra.
Yes.
I mean, really, just checking in. It sounds so simplistic. It sounds so rudimentary.
It does.
But it's really where we need to go.
It really is. And so, yeah, the value discussion, then we treat it with importance because we want to come from a place of confidence. We know the work we do is important. This is a quick little step. I'm glad you see the value in what we're doing, Steve. With that in mind, I have an important question to ask you. I was hoping we could brainstorm or explore a little bit just to see if we could identify a few folks that you think at least should be aware of the important work I do. I've got a couple folks in mind I'd like to run by if you don't mind. So let me backtrack now. Got an important question to ask you. What if we could brainstorm a little bit or explore? I want to create that dynamic where there's no pressure, but we're just brainstorming. We're just exploring. I want to get buy-in from you. I don't want to just plow ahead and assume you're willing to give referrals. We don't do a value telling and, you know, great stuff, huh? Who do you know? No, that's the old methodology. We got to be a little softer here. Notice I said I have a couple ideas I'd like to run by you. A couple of folks you mentioned last time we got together. Come prepared and let your client know you've come prepared. They get curious. It allows you to avoid the objection, I don't know anyone, because you've already thought about it a little bit. You're thinking about that meeting. You've got an agenda for the meeting. On the agenda are the words value discussion. And then you know that's the trigger to get into this conversation. It's really very simple.
Okay, so and of course we've already done some business with this client.
Yes.
We've already done. I'm always amazed because you were talking about, I figured, well, I did a good job. Why would they want to refer me? I've serviced them. Why wouldn't they want to refer me? And especially the one point that you brought up in the first segment, I can't believe there's people that believe that this is so old school thinking to ask for referrals. This is about as avant-garde as it gets. You know, there's certain things that don't change in our business.
It's age old. That's all it is. The way of the world is meeting people through other people, and the referral is the way we get into their life, the warm way, right? So the key, the adjustment that I've made from the past styles is I'm not assuming, right? Because we know not everyone does like to give referrals. So I can't just plow ahead and assume. I have to get your buy-in. I also have to come prepared. The more specific I can start, the better. And then if someone doesn't want to do this, not all clients want to do this, then we back off.
Yeah, but now when I see this steps here, though, I didn't see anything in here that came off pushy. I didn't see anything that came off like I'm begging. Right. So I kind of like your segue because it's a position. It's very relational. And if we have any criticism for us as advisors, we're usually so mathematical, we're analytical, we do plans. And but we have families. We have a personality.
Sure. And
right?
so do our clients. And our clients aren't always as analytical and task-oriented as we are.
All right, but you did mention this thing. Let's go to it. Yeah. All right, my client doesn't want to. How do I get out of this, gracefully?
Some call it the graceful exit. I call it the emergency exit just because I like to have a little fun here. So you say, Bill, look, I appreciate the work you've done, but I really just don't care about doing this. I said, that's fine. It's not a problem. Have you had a bad experience? And we may talk about it a little bit, but ultimately I may have to back out. So I back out with confidence, not with my tail between my leg. And I'll say, Steve, look, that's fine. If you ever identify someone you think should be aware of the important work I do, just don't keep me a secret. Makes sense? And then you'll go, yeah, sure, it makes sense. Or I'll say, Steve, that's fine. I just wanted you to be aware of the fact I'm never too busy to see if I can be a resource for other people you care about. Fair enough? And you'll go, fair enough. And then we're done. Here's what will happen every single time you ask for referrals. Are you ready? Some people will give you referrals on the spot when you ask. You've probably experienced that. Some people will give them to you later, right? You ask now, they don't give them, but later, next time you meet with them, they say, hey, I got somebody for you. You've got some people, you could run into a burning building, save their children, they wouldn't give you a referral. Wow. But they're not going to stop doing business with you. It's not going to hurt the relationship. We found that the worst thing that happens when you ask for referrals is it promotes the possibility for later, and many of those people will do it later.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Remember, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always consult your tax advisor, legal counsel, or your broker-dealer compliance officer. Missed an episode? Just hop out to our video archives. And remember, you could be wiser as an educated advisor. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you tomorrow.